Everybody needs a wet bar. But, yeah, here we are. Episode 2, Horse Lick Review.
I've been licking horses all week, man. That's what this is about, right? I'm ready to give my review on a particularly tasty Clydesdale.
Exactly. I went with an Arabian. They're more small and nimble.
I prefer the meatiness of a Clydesdale.
All right. We'll jump right into it with our weird and entertaining news. What do you got first for us today, Jakey?
No, you can go first, man.
I'm going first. Okay.
I gotta pull my crap.
I'm gonna go. My first story for the day is I'm gonna go with this. It's a Florida man story. Florida man accused of killing teenage son with a saw.
All right.
So apparently, this kid was, from the article, he was staying with his grandparents.
First
and
mistake.
the dad's been apparently in trouble with the law. They didn't say what, but a lot. He's lived a life of crime. But apparently the grandparents came home, and he came out of their mobile home or whatever it was. Yeah, I think it was a mobile home. And was like, "Don't go in there. I just killed somebody." And they go inside, and it was his kid, his own kid. And he used, what was it? Let me see. I'm going to go back to this. This guy's name is Stephen Thomas Rhoda, 37. Grandfather came home after visiting his wife on Monday and told his father not to go inside the mobile home, saying, "I killed someone. You may need to call the police."
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And
unless you're cool with it.
Yeah, unless you're just cool with a dead body being in your house. Investigators entered the mobile home and said they found a heavy-duty saw or an angle grinder, which appeared to be the murder weapon and the deceased teenager. So, yeah, some cool shit going down in Florida still these days. Yeah. It never ends down there.
Jesus, dude.
Always some good shit going on. Like, there's not a whole lot of detail besides this poor kid. Obviously was living with his grandparents because his dad was a piece of shit. I haven't noticed any updates on it or found any yet, but like what his reasoning was, like
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't let him borrow money for meth. I'm assuming. But yeah, I'll keep an eye out on the updates for that one for later episodes.
Mine's a lot more. Mine's pretty lame in comparison to that. Mine's from the Associated Press. Robbery suspect who eluded capture in a vehicle, on a bike, and a sailboat. Really fucking rad, police say. I mean, arrested, police say. See, a Vermont armed robbery suspect who police say eluded capture in the past week in a vehicle, on a stolen bike, on foot, and in a stolen sailboat was arrested Thursday after he was spotted in a kayak on a river, authorities said.
I think I heard about this guy.
Eric, the dude is all terrain. If he had been I wish he had been discovered in like an old flying machine. Like a Da Vinci-esque like little
just keeps
bike.
evading them.
Arrested via hang glider.
Yeah. And he's spotted somewhere else on a unicycle.
Teaching bears how to commit crimes. Freeing Henrietta the tank. Teached her how to commit crimes more effectively. But anyway, Eric Edson, 52, was wanted on accusations of a robbery of a store in Burlington on August 24th, impeding and assaulting 2 police officers and the theft of a sailboat and vehicles, police said. And then, quote, it's not a very long article, quote, because of the unusualness of Mr. Edson's various modes of flight, from cars to bikes to paddleboards to sailboats to tractors. See, they don't even cover half that, the proceedings.
What were they after him for again?
I guess he robbed a store. It's easy to lose sight of the fact that Mr. Edson is a dangerous person, Burlington Police Chief John Morat said Wednesday.
Talented escape artist.
No, dude, he's a fucking rad person. Didn't say it was armed robbery, so supposedly he might have just gone in there We don't have anything to back it up.
Stole a Snickers bar.
Yeah, he could have stolen a Snickers bar. He could have passed a note and said, "Give me all your cash, please."
I guess the Snickers bar, that would have just been shoplifting.
Well, you're not you when you're hungry. But, nah, man, it's like, that's rad as fuck, man. It's only three, like, this whole article is only like 4 sentences. It's just like, dude, awesome. All right. What do you got next, man?
Okay. I have some some video game. I had to cover some video game stuff this time around because we all know who are, fans of video games and popular video games. People have probably heard the release of Starfield from Bethesda.
All right.
And it's been having some a lot of complaints, especially from PC players, like it being virtually unplayable at points.
Dude,
And
Bethesda
there's-
is not known for glitches.
No, not at all.
Perfect game.
But I just wanted to cover this because Todd Howard, anybody who's familiar with the history of Bethesda now knows who Todd Howard is. But if you don't, he's like the head of all creative, whatever, within the company, like in the development of their video games. And
Yeah, top dog of Bethesda.
yeah, and he was. This has been a few days now, but he was in an interview.
Dude, he
what
looks
was it
like
in?
he looks like Richie Cunningham and like the Mad Magazine mascot had a baby. Look at his face.
Yeah, he does. This
No, he looks like Tucker Carlson had sex with the Mad Magazine mascot.
what is his name? What is that guy's name? Now I'm
Alfred
trying to.
P. Newman.
Yeah, Alfred Newman. Yeah, but he was apparently at a what was it? It was like a show. I can't remember what the show was. Let me look back at this article here. Anyway, he was with what's his name? With the head of Xbox and Microsoft.
Bill
game.
Gates?
No, the gaming. Phil Spencer. They were being interviewed, and they had obviously a crowd there and shit. And they were taking questions from the crowd, and a crowd member asked why they didn't optimize it. Why didn't they optimize it for PC?
And he said, because I'm still going to make $1 billion. You
And Todd Howard said,
you fucking idiot. You're going to buy it.
Todd Howard said, we did. You probably just need to upgrade your PC. And personally, our friend Edward, which people listening won't know who he is, but
Yeah.
he's a big PC guy.
Yeah.
Got an incredibly badass,
Yeah, gaming
over
rig.
$3,000 PC gaming, PC gaming PC, and he got a refund because it wouldn't run properly on his system.
Wow.
And so he just texted me and was talking about he went online and he ordered, or what was it? Let me look here. Where's he at? Here it is. I just had to laugh because he's like, I went online, so I ordered a $1,000 video card because Todd Howard told me I had to upgrade my computer. And guess what? It comes with a free copy of Starfield Premium Edition. Coincidence? You decide. And I was just like, what the? So he had to order a brand new $1,000 video card to possibly get it to run right. There now people are posting all these, which I'm not big. You don't need to come to me for any kind of PC shit, but there's people now doing guides how to optimize it using the DLSS and all that shit for your computer to get it to run properly. But it's like, should people be having to do this? That's why Edward, our friend, said he got a refund because it was like it wouldn't run properly on anything. Like he couldn't get it. It was a glitch after glitch, and he was like, on a $3,000 something computer and $100 game. He's like, that's ridiculous.
Wait,
Unacceptable.
they're charging $100 for Starfield?
Well, he might have gotten some kind of he might have got the premium edition, But it's like still for the premium edition for $100, that's bullshit. It should be able to. It should run properly. You know what I mean? Like, and you know,
for an extra $30, I hear it's playable. Optimizes your PC for you.
But it's just crazy, and it's just like kind of a reflection of how a lot of gaming stuff is going now. Like especially with AAA companies. Like you'll see like the YouTuber Angry Joe. He does every year does a review of the new Madden game coming out, and every year he's screaming his fucking balls off, and it's another disappointment because they do nothing to actually really improve those games because they have the complete license to the NFL. They don't have to do anything.
Yeah, because you're gonna pay for the fucking.
People are gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah,
and he keeps telling people, "Don't fucking buy it. Don't fucking buy it." And it's really sad.
Well, it's supposedly, keeping with the video game theme, supposedly I hear the AAA studios are real mad with Larian, and I don't know why, because like everybody's loving Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't looked into like what the controversy for AAA studios is. Have you heard of this? Because if not, I've got other Baldur's Gate 3 topics.
Well, is Larian the company that made...
Yeah, Larian's the company that made Baldur's Gate 3, but I heard the AAA studios are getting really pissed, and I don't know, Larian's catching flack from industry bigwigs, and I don't know why, because I haven't...
Why? Because they made a good game?
I think so. That's kind of what it sounds like.
And they're not ripping people off?
Yeah, I think also...
They made Divinity and shit too, right? The Divinity games, I think?
I think they might have. But, I just wanted to bring up Baldur's Gate 3 for a few funny things. It's like... So, yeah, everybody's heard of the bear sex... the bear sex romance scene, right? So you can romance your companions, essentially. You know, it's essentially a D&D game. You have NPCs you have playable characters that you can recruit, and one of them is a druid named Halson. And I guess when you romance him, if you keep him like transformed in his bear form, you can still make sweet love to his bear body. But what I'm wondering is because like I kind of want to pursue the Halson romance maybe in my second playthrough, but I also want to play a druid to see if I can turn into a bear as well. And it'd just be two bears boning.
So I haven't played it yet. I bought it and downloaded it, but I wanted to play it with Biz, and we haven't started it or anything yet. And so can you like be a gnome and have sex with a bear?
Yeah. Well, actually, see, that's another thing too. Is okay. So there's a really tall tiefling barbarian that people love, and they were getting mad because she's super tall. They actually had to release a hot fix because people who were playing like the shorter races, like dwarves, gnomes, and halflings, were essentially like kissing her waist, like for that first like romance scene, because they didn't have her rendered to bend down yet, I guess. So within like a month of the full release, there's a hot fix so she can bend over and kiss a dwarf.
That's funny.
But no, man, I'm really enjoying that game. What was the other thing? Yeah, no, I will say one thing that's weird. Apparently, they also had to release a fix because your companion, like I said, you can romance your companions. Everybody's into it, but apparently the characters are way too horny, and it was a glitch. Like they're a lot easier to romance than they should have been. And I didn't really know, and I've been playing this game since before.
Like when it was in like alpha and stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, I played it a little bit, but I stopped pretty early, and I don't want to get into that. But,
you had to delete saves.
Yeah,
they deleted everything when it went into...
Yeah, I couldn't keep my save after an update, and I was like, fuck it, I'll wait for the full release. But, I didn't really notice the companions being overly horny until a certain part. And I got to this certain part before they released the fix. Because I was romancing like Shadowheart and Karlach, because I couldn't figure out which one I wanted my character.
Who are they?
Shadowheart's the cleric. I can't remember if she's a half elf or a full elf cleric, and the other one's the tiefling barbarian. So I was romancing both of them, and I get toward the end of Act 1, and it's after you like either help the druids in the grove or you help the goblins kill the druids. So wiped out this goblin camp. Everybody's having a party. The tieflings are happy that you helped. The druids are happy. And literally all of my companions that you go talk to, they all want to fuck you for some reason. Like, doesn't matter. Like, they've got an approval bar, dude. You see how much they like actually like you romantically or friendly. It doesn't matter. You know, it goes from red to green. And there's a little slider that shows you how much they approve of you. And even the companion, who I was still like maybe in the yellow, slightly in the red with, because he's a little more evil aligned, like Asterion, the vampire kin. Mm-hmm. Even that motherfucker wanted to bone me. It was it was out of note because no mention of any of this shit throughout the, you know, like they're all pretty normal with you and everything, you know, like, hey, you know, friendly, even if they like you, except for the ones you've been romancing, they'll kind of make like flirty comments. But no, it's like you're all drinking alcohol, you're fucking high on goblin murder, and then they're all just like, hey, want a bone? Like the wizard, the thief, everyone didn't matter, dude. Like. It's semi-off-putting because you're like, what the fuck? It seems like the only thing that like added to it for me is like everybody must be drunk at this party. Like, why does everybody want to fuck my character?
That's pretty awesome.
We're
gonna have to start that, Biz.
But they fixed it.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely play that. Have to.
Oh, little off. Little on topic.
Well, just back to the real quick with the Starfield thing. It's like. I expected. I mean, It's disappointing because, but I kind of expected this from Bethesda.
Yeah.
One, they're still using the creation engine.
Yeah.
From Oblivion.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, they are. They're still using the creation engine, and they just keep adding tech on top of it. And they've already confirmed that that's what they're going to be using for Elder Scrolls 6. So I expected this, but the thing that disappointed me about it is. And it's nothing to do with like the glitches and the not being optimized and not running well, is that there's the space travel. You fast travel to different systems. You have ship fights, which is cool.
Yeah.
And you get out on the planet. There's no flight on planets, apparently.
That's kind of dumb.
On your ships.
Well, okay, that might
but
be a little understandable.
The thing about me is there's no space exploration. That's what was going to pull me in.
Yeah.
And I just recently heard about like all the updates to No Man's Sky. It's like a totally different, because you know all the backlash of that game when it came out. Yeah. Maybe because they didn't deliver on what they promised.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's been like update after update after update, all free to that game. It's a totally new game, but it's space. I mean, you explore space.
Yeah.
So I was telling like our buddy Wes. Because he got Starfield, and he was like saying he's enjoying it and stuff. And I was like, well, that's what turns me off of it. Not even all this funny shit about the glitches and it not running right, because I expected all that. Is that you don't get to explore. You don't get to fly around space and just explore yourself. It's like, from what I understand, you just fast travel to different systems. And it's like, I want space exploration because I was a huge Starflight fan. Like, it's an old PC game, and I played it on Sega Genesis. But, like, you could just fly all over the place. And that's the part I like. So I guess if I'm going to play a space game, I'm going to have to get No Man's Sky. Because that's the type of space game that I'm wanting to play. I don't want to play... It was kind of like with the Starfield... I mean, not Starfield. The Star Wars Battlefront. Mm-hmm. Where it's all... You know, it's all fight. It's just fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
You just fast travel to systems, and you fight. You can fight other ships. When you do fast travel, you need to be prepared, and which is cool. Like, I hear all the creation stuff and then preparing your ships and all that kind of stuff is really cool in Starfield. Mm. But I'm just an exploration guy, so it's like if I don't have that, if I can't run around or fly around space and just like
you're looking for more
explore and just do whatever the hell I want.
You're looking for more Star Trek, less Star Wars.
Yeah. Which it's definitely, like people describe it, Skyrim in space. Yeah. Which, I mean, it's cool enough. I might play it at some point, but I've been waiting for a Starflight-esque game for a long time, and there really hasn't been anything yet. I guess besides No Man's Sky. It's the closest thing you can compare to it.
You could, it's not so much space exploration as much as it is building the rockets and stuff, but Kerbal has been out for a long time. Have you ever played Kerbal?
No.
Yeah, it's space exploration where you build the rockets, you try to get to the moon, do different things like that. And in fact, I think they're actually coming out with Kerbal 2 soon.
I might check that one out too.
You'd have to check. You definitely need to check that out.
All right, what are we up to next? What do you got?
Oh, let's go with...
Better be entertaining.
No, I'm going to go with my least entertaining one.
What?
It's just funny to me. I'm trying to build, even though this probably isn't as good as the last one even. I'm just being honest. A thief steals... Also from the Associated Press. A thief steals former governor's SUV as he hosts a radio show. So in Fargo, North Dakota, former North Dakota Governor Ed Schaefer learned a lesson about his car keys after his vehicle was stolen as he hosted a Fargo radio show. Schaefer was a guest hosting KFGO's, they're on your side, News and Views program. Friday morning when police called the station to ask if he owned a 2020 GMC Yukon, the station reported. It turns out that the SUV had been stolen out of the station's parking lot. The thief apparently drove it to a probation office and surrendered to authorities, Schaefer said. Which, that sounds like it was sending a message. Anytime I want, I can take a fucking car, Schaefer.
That's pretty good.
It's probably intimidation, man.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't know.
That's a great movie.
Intimidation?
Fargo.
Oh, yeah.
That's my main take from that from that article.
It
made me think about Fargo. I started thinking about Fargo. I'm gonna be honest. I got a little distracted because I started thinking about that movie.
Have you watched the TV show?
No.
Great, that goes nowhere.
I have not.
No,
Is the show good?
I haven't watched it either.
Okay, cool.
So I shouldn't have even brought it up.
Well, let's move on then. Here's a. I just thought this was just entertaining. Not in the Yucatan anymore. Hurricane Idalia flung flamingos across the eastern United States.
Oh, I've been hearing about this, actually.
Yeah, flamingos have been popping up in the most unusual of places since Hurricane Idalia. Idalia, I guess that's how you say it. Blew through parts of the U.S. southeast last week. In recent days, dozens of sightings have been reported from Texas to Florida, as far north as Pennsylvania, and most states in between. And although flamingos can be found in parts of Florida, it's safe to say they don't frequently hang out farther north in states such as Kentucky, Tennessee, and North and South Carolina. So, somehow, like, I'm just wondering how, did they just fling them? Or were they flying, and then they just got a boost? Like, say, like, Biz and I have been playing Tears of the Kingdom, and then the little bird guy gives you the boost when you're gliding. So, did the hurricane just, like, boost them, and they're just, like, Mach speed flying across the United States? Or, like, what's happening?
See, what I'm hearing is if you timed it right, you could have got a flamingo stuck up your butt, and it wouldn't have been that unusual. You know how, like, people have unusual things stuck in their asses and they go to the hospital?
Wait, where's this going?
I'm just saying, theoretically, somebody could pleasure themselves with a flamingo and really had a good excuse as to why I got stuck up their ass, like a plausible one. Well, you know that hurricane.
It's because of the hurricane. The hurricane did it. I didn't find this random flamingo laying in my yard. It was blown by the hurrcane. So I had to stick it up my ass.
Sir, it's plastic. The hurricane.
Shit.
I've got an animal story. It's longest Associated Press. Longest alligator in Mississippi history captured by hunters. Yazoo City, which sounds fake as hell, Mississippi. A group of hunters have captured the longest alligator ever to be recorded in Mississippi, which it was Mississippi.
Dude, it's Mississippi. Yazoo City is very believable. Trust me, I've been there.
But also, it's like, to be recorded in Mississippi, they're not very good at math, so this could probably be the shortest alligator, or maybe there's been longer alligators.
Oh, it's like the city here in Rockport.
But longest alligator ever to be recorded in Mississippi, according to the State Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. 4 state residents, Donald Woods, Will Thomas, Joey Clark, and Tanner White, harvested a male alligator Saturday in West Mississippi's Sunflower River. Is that what you call when you capture an alligator?
Harvest?
You harvest an alligator?
Dude, these internet writers, I don't know how to get me started.
It weighed 802.5 pounds, or 364 kilograms, and measured 14 feet 3 inches, or 4.3 meters long, breaking the previous record by over 2 inches, the department said.
How long?
14 feet 3 inches.
That's the longest in Mississippi, right?
Yeah, the longest ever caught in Mississippi state history.
Okay, yeah, because I was about to say,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's way longer
Oh,
alligators.
yeah, no, for sure. After capturing the animal, the hunters hoisted it with a forklift and posed for a picture at Red Antler Processing in the Mississippi Delta town of Yazoo City.
Yazoo City.
The area is located in a designated alligator hunting zone. Mississippi's alligator hunting season opens on the last Friday in August each year, in case you're wondering. In 2023, the season ends September 4th.
Yeah.
So if you're hoping to catch a longer one and break the record, you can't. It's illegal. Because it's September 12th now.
Well, you know, I was planning on it too.
I'm going to do it illegally.
No, my reference to here making fun of the math in Mississippi and here where we live is we're not the best about keeping our yard mowed, but we my partner here got a call yesterday from our city saying that our yard was too long and needed to be mowed, and the excuse was that city workers were driving around and checking, and they were only calling back in yards that were over 12 inches tall. And our yard was maybe 5. And we were like, wow. Like,
are they measuring from the tip or the base?
Well, I think Biz made the comment. It's like, what was it?
When you think your 3-inch dick is 6 inches long.
Yeah, when you think your 3-inch dick is 6 inches long, you got a distorted, skewed
measuring system.
Skewed measuring system. Yeah, there. Yeah, but we were pissed, so I got out there and mowed it. I half-ass mowed it though. I used my old school rotary mower and just like. And then I started regretting it because it was extremely hot. It was the hottest part of the day, and the blades are getting to where they need to be sharpened. So I was like, I got about 3/4 of the way through, and I was like, I kind of regret this decision. But anyway, I'm taking this story. We both talked about this before we planned this episode. But Coast Guard arrests a man trying to run a giant hamster wheel across the Atlantic.
Keep going.
Try as he might, Reza Baluchi can't reach his destination without running afoul of the U.S. Coast Guard. The key problem is his vessel, a giant floating hamster wheel made of buoys and wire, self-propelled by Baluchi running inside. Baluchi, who lived in Florida after being granted asylum from Iran, was taken in by the Coast Guard last week aboard his vessel, following several days of back and forth with the authorities. According to a criminal complaint filed in U.S. District Court in South Florida, the Coast Guard cutter Valiant came across Baluchi in his homemade vessel about 70 nautical miles east of Tybee Island, Georgia, on August 26th, as the Coast Guard was preparing for Hurricane Franklin. See, I don't keep up with hurricanes at all. How many fucking hurricanes have happened? I need to go back to the date of that Flamingo article because it was a totally different hurricane.
Yeah, I think so.
It was... What was that hurricane? It started with an I.
I don't remember, man.
This is Franklin. When was this? This is September 7th when this was reported. And I get NPR. This is where I'm crediting NPR with this. That's where I'm getting my information, which I trust NPR for the most part. So, yeah, this guy apparently he's tried this multiple times, and he's tried to get to different places, the Bahamas.
2014, 2011, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
What was his first attempt?
I'm looking to see here.
All I can say is I'm on this dude's side. It's bullshit. I don't want my tax dollars going to arrest this enterprising individual. Again, who cares if he makes the trip? Because he was trying to get to England, right?
I
thought in the article I read it said he was trying to get to the UK. And if he makes
he might have been.
If he
yes,
makes it,
his destination was London, England this time, more than 4,000 miles away.
Yeah, and if he makes it, that's got to be some sort of record and a makeshift craft.
Well, I mean, there's other people that do this shit, for records, because he didn't log it with some, Guinness book.
But I think he's registered in Florida, so he went through the damn paperwork and everything. So why is it unsafe? And even if it is unsafe, who's he hurting? But except himself.
Well, yeah, and I just read down here, part of the later part of the article. Where is it now? I lost it. I think he was like. I don't know why he did this, but the officers then approached Bellucci in a small boat and instructed him to join them. They were ending his voyage due to it being unsafe, which you were just talking about. And then Bellucci, I don't know how you pronounce his name, I'm probably butchering it, replied that he had a 12-inch knife and would attempt to kill himself if the officers attempted to remove him from his vessel, according to the complaint. Not sure why he went to that extreme. Because I will get to England.
Are we sure that knife was 12 inches?
Yeah, I mean...
Is this by Florida? Is this by Florida map?
It is Florida map.
That's probably
so
just as dubious.
It was probably a
as
pocket
Mississippi
knife.
map.
It was probably a pocket knife. But yeah, I'm not really understanding why it's such a big deal. Like,
no, man,
he was released on a $250,000 bond. I mean,
no, again, why? It doesn't hurt anybody.
He's not struggling, obviously. He just wants to do this. Let the man do it. Like, what is the problem? Like, who's he hurting?
Yeah, he either breaks the record, gets into the history books, the record books, or he dies a fucking moron. He leaves bleached bones hilariously in a fucking hamster wheel on the sea.
That'll wash up in Australia or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like, who cares?
Either way, the story's gonna be like the story'd be great. It's either a triumph of the will or it's a fucking...
Well, you read about these stories all throughout our history of people trying to go here in a hot air balloon, flying here in airplanes when they were first built. Like, they hadn't been around for what, maybe 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, flying around the world, and like, how is this any different?
It's not.
I mean,
again,
let the man do as he pleases.
Yeah.
If he wants to die on the ocean in a giant hamster wheel that he created, let him do it. I'm not sure his motivations.
Maybe maybe he's tired of the country, man. It's like a reverse. It's like a reverse pilgrimage.
Well,
instead of the Mayflower, he's going to England.
Some of the shit goes down here. It's like he got asylum here and he came, and it might be. He'd be like, "What the fuck is this shit? Get me out of here!"
He should call his hamster wheel the Dismay Flower and just take it. Just go land in England.
All right, you got anything else?
I'll skim this one, but my last one. Let me find it here. Vamp for me. Oh no!
Vamp for you? What? No.
See, I have
get it together, man.
From NPR. I have monster hunters are conducting the largest search of Loch Ness in more than 50 years. So apparently, researchers are gathering on Loch Ness to perform the largest search for Nessie in over 50 years.
What are they going to do? I mean, do they have vessels to go underwater and all that shit?
Essentially, let's see. They're trying to use the newest technology with like drones and things like that. They're going to try to map the loch. But we'll see how this goes.
I was just picturing a bunch of fat dudes sitting on the shore, like roasting wieners and talking about Loch Ness and like looking through binoculars. Like,
yeah, I think it's going to be a little more sophisticated than that. Let's see. Oh, let me find some of the best parts. But
which, I mean, when's the last, like...
Our purpose is to observe, record, and study the natural behavior of the Loch Ness and phenomena that may be more challenging to explain. The Loch Ness Exploration Facebook page reads, "If you believe that the Loch Ness Monster exists, then we invite you to join the search. We equally invite you to support the study of the Loch and the natural behavior of the elements that may be the root cause of these strange reports from Loch Ness." Apparently there's too many people, though, because they've stopped accepting applications. Let's see... Investigators are breaking out all sorts of technology, including surveying equipment. The Loch Ness Center says that have never been used on the freshwater lake before. Drones with infrared cameras will fly over the lake, and a hydrophone will be used under the surface to detect Nessie, quote, Nessie-like calls, the center says.
How do they know what Nessie sounds like? Who?
I don't know. I just assume Nessie-like calls are just really like...
Who did this article?
Oh, NPR.
NPR.
I just assume Nessie like calls are like really bitchy phone calls about other cryptids. You know, just like
Well, I would love to be able to just drop what I'm doing and go to Scotland.
yeah. Right? Yeah, that's a good point. Like how the
But I can't. Like, and just be sitting around, like, riding around with these guys trying to find the Loch Ness Monster. That'd be cool as hell. I get to see Scotland, which I've always wanted to see. And, yeah.
I mean, if you get paid, dude, if you can get paid to like look for the Mothman or any cryptid, or
Well, I don't know if
anything-
these people get paid.
It's still like if you can afford to do that, that's a good gig. Like, it's like you're saying, who can stop and do like?
I don't think any cryptologist or ufologist get paid. Like,
Nah, some do.
I
Some do.
mean, some people might pay them to come out and like, hey,
Yeah, they
like,
do talks or whatever.
that for that kind of stuff. But like to go,
Yeah.
like I think most of the time when they're going to do things, it's like I don't think they're getting paid.
Yeah, but like when the main thrust of your life is like looking for Bigfoot, and you're just gonna like load up in your golf cart with your drunk buddies and pitch Jack Links out into the woods. To,
Yeah, what was his name? Moneymaker? Something Moneymaker on that Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet? That was like his. He lucked out, bro. That show was ridiculous. Did you ever watch that one?
Is that the one where? Is that the one?
Bobo, the big guy.
Where they were talking about like the underwater cave system. Well, I've always thought that Bigfoot traveled using.
No, that was probably Monster, Mountain Monsters, or what was that fucking show called?
But they're paying those dudes. They're on TV.
Yeah, those
what
guys.
I'm
That
saying.
was ridiculous. Mountain Monsters or some shit like that. It was all the old guys and every episode they encountered some kind of monster, and then it was just fucking real. It was like the fakest shit ever, but entertaining. My dad used to love watching that show, and just make fun of it and have fun.
Well, you and I have known people that are obsessed with Bigfoot, and you hear
I'm
about
obsessed with Bigfoot.
you hear, yeah, but I'm talking about the people that are obsessed with looking for him.
Oh well,
I'm
I'm just sexually attracted to him.
yeah, as we all are. But what's that dick smell like? But
I don't care as long as I get to see it.
But you hear about sightings of Bigfoot in Kentucky, California, and just any forested area. Biz is from New Jersey. Do you know anybody that was obsessed with looking for the Jersey Devil in your childhood?
No.
That's a big no.
You want to stay away.
So that's not like
for
a
people
thing.
listening. Biz you probably can't hear Biz for one, but also Biz grew up and is originally from New Jersey. So we're in Indiana. That's about. Well, I revealed earlier what town, so people are gonna find me. But anyway, yes, originally from New Jersey. New Jersey Devil.
It's just a piney.
It's a piney.
It's just a piney.
What is a piney?
Those are the people who live in the
Like a
Pine
redneck.
Barrens.
Okay.
The rednecks of New Jersey. There's an area in New Jersey, the Pine Barrens.
Okay.
You know those I have a set of survival books. I think his name's Tom Brown.
Okay.
You know those Tom Brown
Yeah.
survival books? They're excellent survival books. If you're wanting to learn anything about survival, I highly recommend Tom Brown's books. I'm not talking shit about Tom Brown at all. He's awesome. But I guess he might be originally from there. I know his backstory. He was friends with a young Native American kid,
All right.
and his grandfather taught them survival skills.
Okay.
And then they did all their survival stuff and all their, I guess, training in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. But but the Pineys are, they're the backwoods hillbillies of New Jersey.
Did you ever hear any of them talk about seeing the Jersey Devil?
Oh, it's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing that people talk about, joke about or whatever.
It's a thing that people talk about and joke
yeah.
about.
So there was never any drunk redneck asshole who was just like I synced it. It chased me from here to the turnpike.
No. I mean, everybody's got stories like that.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe if that's how you grew up, but I didn't really grow up that way.
Yeah. Biz wasn't hanging out with too many pineys. I mean,
There's a lot of men from the country club.
yeah. I mean, yeah. You don't meet too many. You don't meet too many pineys at the country club. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that crazy, but yeah, they weren't around the Pineys.
All right.
That's all we can say. Let's see. My next story is it's video game related, and unfortunately, it pulls in Starfield again. But it's just I just wanted to cover this because it's just so ridiculous that this still goes on with the whole console war bullshit and these fucking people who are just like so tied to one company or one system or one, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I get you.
That it's just stupid. This girl, Elena Pierce, who she's a writer now for Sony Santa Monica, and she's worked in various jobs throughout the years in the video game industry, like all over the place. She's a content creator as well. I'm not going to go in. I'm just going to say she's worked for years in various for various companies involved in video games. Something to do with video games for years now. But she also, outside of being a writer for Sony Santa Monica, she's a content creator on Twitch. She has her own Twitch channel. She streams. Well, since she works for Sony, she was streaming Starfield.
Okay.
Which obviously people know Microsoft bought Bethesda. So now it was released on PC and Xbox before PlayStation. It's supposed to come out at some point, I guess, on PlayStation 5. I don't know. I'm not keeping up with it that closely. But anyway, fucking gaming nerds, Xbox or, Microsoft purists are calling for her to be fired because she was covering Starfield on her personal Twitch channel.
Well, you said
Sony people.
Sorry.
Sony, I guess, fanboys are calling for her to be fired. Sorry, I had that backwards. So this is how stupid it is. Like, calling for her to be fired
hey, man.
because she was playing Starfield on her channel.
Hey.
And she writes for Sony Santa Monica.
Well, what?
You can't play video games.
Hey, hold on. The gaming community's come a long way with this story, man. They're just bitching. They're just bitching about company loyalty, not the fact that she's a woman. Come on, dude. That's progress.
Her quote was, Elena Pierce says, console war doesn't exist in game development. That's true. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's it's just so stupid. Like,
no, it's
she
dumb.
can do whatever the fuck she wants. It's her Twitch channel, and she's not at work.
No, it's dumb as hell, man. And I don't know.
Now, if Sony was like asked her, "Hey, don't do this," for whatever reason, that's up to her if she complied or not, because it's her boss or her workplace asking her.
Even
which
then
still is not right. But
they can suck a dick because she can do whatever she wants on her own fucking Twitch
exactly,
channel.
and that's probably why they have not said anything. But so that makes it even more ridiculous for Sony fanboys to be like,
yeah.
Fire this bitch. She's playing Starfield before it's released for PS5. This is bullshit. Bethesda.
Sacrilege! Hang her from the highest tree.
Burn her at the stake.
Which
Starfield has not released for our system yet. Bethesda betrayed us when they let Microsoft buy them out. Like, what is this?
Nah, it's
dumb,
man.
We live in this world.
Yeah, I know.
This is our world, people.
And it's, dude, that it doesn't just it's not just gaming, man. It permeates like every aspect of culture. If you think about it, like people get mad about soda brands, even, dude. Like the tribalism in like freaking pro wrestling companies, even like I like WWE, I like AEW. Well, you're a bitch. Like,
I'm segueing into another little thing that I thought was cool. Just before you go to your next one, if you have more, if you don't, whatever. I thought it was cool. What's his name? Omega.
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega He recently apparently challenged. Oh, who was it?
Xavier Woods, probably.
No. It was an MMA fighter.
Okay.
On the next pay-per-view, AEW pay-per-view, he challenged some MMA fighter to a Street Fighter 6 match.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was cool. Like, I mean, that's like, it was because we're talking about video games.
Oh yeah.
And then you brought up wrestling.
Kenny Omega's huge into video games.
Oh yeah, like I saw like many times. I've been in GameStop and there was those action figures, AEW action figures, crossover Street Fighter, and it'd be a wrestler with a Street Fighter character.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega was Akuma. And like there was other ones that were, Ryu, whatever. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool. Like he's such a Street Fighter fan.
Yeah.
That he's like pushing that into the AEW pay-per-view and shit. Like, wow, man.
Oh, they do all kinds of weird, crazy entrances too, man. Like I can't remember. There was like one of the first pay-per-views they had. Cody Rhodes and all them came out dressed as like the '60s Star Trek crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Rhodes was supposed to be Kirk, but I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. But also, and you can crucify me for this, I like WWE and AEW because I like pro wrestling.
Oh, it's Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Johnson.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He says Kenny Omega, a prominent figure in both the professional wrestling and gaming world, has accepted a challenge from. Oh, apparently Demetrius Johnson did it.
Oh, okay.
Because he streams on Twitch and shit too. I used to watch him some. He plays, but he's not on a whole lot, obviously, because he's a professional fighter and he's training all the fucking time. But anyway, has accepted a challenge from former UFC flyweight MMA champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. The challenge involves a charity money. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. The proceeds are going to charity. Yeah. Involves a charity money match in the upcoming Street Fighter 6 game at the AEW Wrestle Dream event on October 1st. So that's pretty cool. So I guess, what are they going to do? Like, I'm assuming they're going to like show it like a Street Fighter 6 tournament.
Yeah, probably.
With them sitting and playing and like commentating and showing it up on the screen, I guess.
I think they should work it into a ridiculous like storyline. Like, yeah, there should be like a Street Fighter 6 match for charity or whatever, but then that should lead to a pro wrestling match, and then that should lead to an actual shoot MMA fight.
Yeah, it might, because saying that, it makes sense, because Demetrius Johnson just competed.
Yeah.
In like I don't know if it was gi or no gi, but a grappling.
Yeah. Like
jiu-jitsu tournament. I don't think he's really done that before, and he won gold. And he's talking about, he's been hinting that like after his next, he got his belt back in one championship. He lost it a while back. He got it back from the guy. Completely destroyed the guy. Got his belt back, and then he's talking about retirement after maybe the next fight or so. So I mean, he might transition to pro wrestling now. I mean, he's tiny though, dude. Like Kenny Omega.
So's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that is true. But I think Demetrius Johnson, he's a flyweight.
Who cares? Spike Dudley was 150 pounds, dude.
This is true.
Like, I'm just saying, I want to see.
It would be awesome if he like had the whole running thing with Kenny Omega.
I just
like all these different.
I want to see a Street Fighter, them have their match in Street Fighter 6 or whatever, and then whoever loses just busts the other one with a steel chair and steals the charity money, and that leads to a ladder match. So for the money, suspended in a briefcase, and let's just say Kenny Omega wins. Demetrius Johnson's got to get the money for them kids.
It would be good. It would be good. I have not watched wrestling in a long time, but everything I've seen of Kenny Omega, he's pretty fucking entertaining. The one thing that always sticks out in my mind is somebody made a GIF out of it, or GIF, whatever we can call it, of him, something going on when he's a heel in Japan. What is it called? When he was wrestling,
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
When he was wrestling in New Japan. And like this little kid's up in the ring with him.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason he turns around, like fucking clotheslines him or whatever, and like.
It's because he wrestled a match with the little kid. Like he put on a match like led to like I can't remember what it was for, but
I just remember
basically
that
to make the kid
it
happy.
just stands out in my mind like so hard because it's like it looks like he just nails this kid. Like, it's like, how did this kid play this off? Like, it was funny as hell. But anyway, you have anything else?
No, I'm
I
out
don't
of
have
stories,
much.
man.
You're out of stories? This is bullshit. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm out of stories too. I don't have much more here. Oh, there's a story. This was sent to me from Biz earlier in a message. Was it on Instagram?
I have no idea.
We'll cover this real quick because it's so ridiculous. Yeah. Elon Musk.
That sounds like a.
I just brought up his name. You know what it is? You know what's coming?
Well, before you go into that, like, doesn't his name just sound like a shitty cologne?
Yes. I've always thought that. But anyway, he was this in an interview?
I guess so.
It was some kind of interview.
Oh, I feel like maybe I heard what
He
you're about to say.
he claims he purchased Twitter for the sole purpose and because he believed that it turned his child trans.
Okay, maybe I didn't hear this.
Yeah, it made his daughter trans. And she went beyond, this is a quote, she went beyond socialism to being a full communist and thinking that anyone rich is evil. So,
I thought he said he bought it originally to own the libs.
this dude is
He also
fucking
said that his daughter
absolutely...
was infected by a woke mind virus.
Daughter was infected by a woke mind virus.
So yeah, what epidemiologist did he talk
He's
to?
fucking insane, dude. He's
Yeah.
insane. I just want that'll be our closing.
Well, yeah, most rich people are fucking evil, but like, why is he complaining? Didn't he get all his didn't he get most of his wealth before he started buying companies and shit from
He's a silver
and from
spoon.
an emerald mine or some shit that used slave
he's
labor or something?
Yeah, he's a silver spoon child, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I'm pretty
Isn't
sure
he
his
from-
dad was rich, right?
Yeah, wasn't it like a emerald mine in South Africa? You know, South Africa.
Something like that.
known
I'm pretty
for-
sure his family
known
are.
for treating people really well at all times forever.
Don't quote me on this because I don't really know and I don't really care to look it up because I don't give a
Yeah,
shit about
I'm-
Elon Musk.
I'm speculating.
But I'm pretty sure he was born into money,
No, I know that much.
and I know that he claims success from shit he didn't really do, like his whole claiming of the creating PayPal. I'm pretty sure he was no part of
I didn't
he
even
worked there, but I don't think that was true.
I didn't even know he worked for
There
him.
were
or claimed that.
two other men actually started Tesla, from what
Yeah,
from what I
I've heard
hear.
about
He's not actually the mastermind behind that either. Like, he's one of those guys who claims fame to
Yeah,
things.
he's more like Thomas Edison and less like Nikola Tesla.
Exactly. And on that note, we'll end it here.
All right,
Elon Musk sucks.
Yeah, I don't like him, but I don't like any billionaire. Jeff Bezos sucks too.
Yeah, they all suck. They all can suck it.
All right.